Greetings, everyone. Dumelang Makadima Sir. Say, my name is Bushe, and the name is Khadebe. I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you. I welcome the very 2 or 3 people that have followed this channel. You guys, your love and you coming through is very much welcome. Yeah, welcome to the space. I'm very cognizant of calling this a YouTube channel. I don't know. I feel like once I start to call it a YouTube channel, it sounds too big for me. So I call it a space that I engage with now and again when I do have time. Um, so yeah, I'm very much aware, guys, that I'm very inconsistent. But you know what? You know what? There's just so many things happening, and in between all of that, no matter how much I say, I am gonna take some time to create some video to upload. I just don't have the time. Like I literally don't have the time. Um, now I am desk forming. That's why I have the time, and I'm doing this because I'm very much aware also that I'm not in a perfect environment that I would like to film from. I'm not, but I'm like, you know what? Today I'm doing it because I realized that by the time I get home, I would say I would film when I get home. But when I get home, I have got to go somewhere else. Um, Gym, particularly, guys. So, listen, in this video, I am just going to be giving you guys a 4 months update of the wholesomeness that I am experiencing and what are some of the things that I'm making adjustments to. But also, another important thing that I'm going to touch on today is cost of living in South Korea. Cost of living in South Korea and my opinion regarding cost of living in South Korea. I know, I know. If you are already in this video, you are already wondering what's the cost of living like in that country, particularly if you are still in your home country and you are still thinking, I want to go to South Korea. But I wonder what it's like to live there. Today, I am going to give you an updated version of how I think, and this is from my experience, this is from living in the city that I live in, this is from living the lifestyle that I choose to live in South Korea, okay? Meaning that whatever the knowledge, again, that I'll be producing in this video, that I'll be sharing in this video, is subjective to my experience and therefore does not nullify other people's experiences and opinions on cost of living in South Korea. Right? Stay tuned. Samran guys, Dumilang. My goodness, I know I've been away from TikTok. Again, now guys, I have something new disappear, but it's okay, right? That's not the point. Today, if we're going to go to this guy, send up. Like literally, it's got send up. Ginalo Sislo. Ginalo Sislo. And we are sitting at a cafe, right? We're having coffee. No, actually, this thing is not coffee. It's an alternative. It's like a sweet juice thing going on. Yes, we're having that thing, right? So, guys, but what happened is we went to a sports center, right?
a couple of weeks ago, we went to a sports center right here in South Korea, and we decided we are going to register for swimming classes because we want to learn how to swim. So we decided, we are going to swim, right? When we went to register for the swimming classes, the lady who helped us at the reception did not have a problem, and she did not even tell us that we would have a problem. So fast forward from the day that she assisted us with telling us which classes we need to register for and all of that, come the 2nd of May, because our classes are Tuesday and Thursday, come the 2nd of May, right, which is today, it's supposed to be the first class. When we get there, no sissy, washuba washuba, but guys, it's the first time encountering racial seclusion, and I know racism is such a big thing in a whole lot of countries, from South Africa, my own home country, America, and all these other places, but literally I experienced it firsthand namhlanje. So what happened is, the moment we walked into our class, we were told, so we were asked, are we supposed to be here? And we said, yes, we are supposed to be here. We registered, we explained how we registered, who assisted us. And then they started looking for cards. So we take out the cards like your ARCs, we take out your, what do you call this thing? We take out the sports center card that they'd made for us during registration. So they go to the reception to verify, and then they get there, they find that, oh, okay, fine, actually we did it fine, And when we get in there, this lady, I think she's an assistant there an assistant coach or something of that sort. So immediately we get there, this lady, she talks now to the instructor, who is the person who's actually responsible for our lessons, and one guys like will shy up and be like, no, we are not allowed to come in. And they started saying, if they don't know how to swim, what are they doing here? And I'm like, but we did say this, that we are here to start classes, right? And then what's Sisiloy assistant, it's fine. So because they were supposed to have registered them on the basic program, but they did not, because the other pool is free, I will go and take them for what's not in my pool, like literally what's not in my pool, like kwangaba lokho ukuthi kwawo assistant nje akangasinikeza ubasic akangenzi lutho, masibuyele emuva kuyothathwa
cancellation,
masibuyela emuva nje siyokhansela the whole thing. So I think at that point in time, usislow assistant ebesezama by all means ukuthi akanga jumpisi ukuthi kahle this is the problem, but you could see ukuthi nje uyancaba ubhuti because of skin color nje. He's like, no, we are not going to do this. And they are not going to do anything in my pool. They are not going to do anything in my pool. And this is somebody that actually has, because when we checked while we were registering in those classes, this person has got international certification, and I'm there wondering, oh, okay.
And one of the swimmers had to actually stop swimming.
And the way ebengaba ngakhona guys, ebengafuni nokuthi like akasichazele, like engafuni ukuchaza lutho, engafuni kwakhuluma nathi, engafuni ukusondela nathi. Like literally one of the people that were inside the lesson who can speak English had to actually have a conversation with us and tell us that we must try and we must actually go and deregister because he doesn't want to do this with us. And after deregistering, we need to look for another class for next month. So Mina, at the time, I was really pissed, right? I was literally pissed at the time. So I was not having a conversation. So Ukoli was being nice at the time. So nanguqaphukile ke manje.
I was being polite because
Like,
uh, if both of us stepped out of the situation, who was going to handle it? And at the end of the day, everybody was going to think, no, we're using the race card because that's what people always say.
but it's not even about using the race card. It's about the fact that ukungena kwethu
Made everything literally stop.
like everybody just stopped. The whole pool just stopped. Like everything just stopped. And they were like, uzongena. And uqoli literally said, ukuthi ngendlela the situation that the way ngakhona labantu bazophuma kwangena thina in the
Hey,
pool.
I saw
So
that.
yes, like the situation the way bengakhona bengamane bephume bona kunokuthi kungene thina. You understand? So good tricky guys. Good tricky because this whole situation also while it's happening, the students are there, right?
Yes.
Because like 3 of my students were in those classes, like they were in. So now they're also watching, and at that same time, I saw them feeling guilty of what was happening. Yes, they were
See
feeling
that?
bad. No, they were feeling bad.
Even when the mother was talking to us, one of the students was feeling very bad. Like she
Yes,
was
ukuthi
literally
why is my mom and I'm literally thinking to them, so why then invite people over into your country? And it's fun. It's alright guys, I'm saying you got to yeah, it's basically a 1-0 right now, and we are on a nil and Korea's on 1. I always make sure to never take anything Koreans do seriously. Whatever they say, when they say it, it's always a keep your way, I keep my way type of thing. But today,
Okay, guys, I want us to start with the big juice, right? I want us to start with the big juice after that video. The video that you just watched was my lived experience in South Korea where I experienced racism. Um, so let me fill you in what happened. So a friend of mine and I decide that we are looking for physical work to do because if your situation is the same as mine and hers, is that the school is here, the apartment is just there. There's not too much like physical and working out happening. So that personally, I felt that it was not who I was. So I wanted to get hobbies in South Korea, to get things to do. And also then I wanted to also um, develop a healthy relationship with water because my most water encounters have been too ritualized, right? Most of my encounters with water, it's baptism, it's ritual this, ritual that. My girls want this, that. So I wanted to develop a personal relationship with water that could be separate from my spirituality. And so I wanted to then learn how to swim, all right? So my friend and I go to this sports center, right? Which is a local, like one big sports center in the area. Um, we go to the sports center and we register for training classes, for swimming lessons. We pay, everything is fine, no issue. On the day that we were supposed to start, um, the video that you just watched was on the day that I just starts. We were supposed to start, right? So what then happens on that day is that when we get there, we went through so much, guys. Like we went through so much. You know, like when people are being racist without telling you that they're being racist, then somebody has to actually translate the fact that what they're saying is racism, and therefore to do you a favor, do yourself a favor, and leave and find another place. Um, so we get to this place, and the head swimming trainer says we are not coming into the pool, right? We are not coming into the pool, meaning that we are not welcome into the pool. And then he walks off. This is the person that we chose because they said he has got international exposure. So you would imagine if certification and everything says you've got international exposure, you would know how to relate with international people, people from different and diverse backgrounds. But it turns out that it's just certification, because from what we experienced with this man was that we were not able to get into the swimming pool. They wanted so many verifications from us. They wanted to be sure that really we paid. And I'm like, we have access cards. The fact that they gave us access cards means that we went through an entire application process, and we went through an entire payment method. We went through an entire process of uploading things on a system for the system to print out an access card for us. Okay. And I laugh now because I think that I still have that access card. They said to us, when you come back, this is the access card you'll use. And I was like, fuck you guys, because I'm not coming back. No, but I am gonna go back. I'll tell you why at the end of this video. Um, so we decide then. So we go through this thing, right, where we are being taken from pillar to post to verify that we did pay. And once they did actually find out whatever the information that they wanted to find out, the man still refused us access to the pool, and he said he will not train us. And so he's speaking in Korean. Luckily, when we came in the pool, luckily when we came in the pool, my one of my students' mother, okay, the students recognized me and they're like, oh, I'm the teacher, and so they got excited to see me there. So they introduced me to their mother. So their mother was then part of the people in the swimming pool. She was the kindest one to come and tell me, this person is throwing racial slurs at you. And this is a racial issue more than it is any other issue. So do yourself a favor, go, my sister, pack your dignity and vamos. So that's how me and my friend left. And afterwards, that's when I went to upload that video. And we had a thing where now it's like a refund needing to happen, blah blah blah. And then later it's them having to apologize, giving us complimentary, because the person that initially recommended us to the sports center called them and told them shit. So now it involves like a whole lot of people than it should, because obviously we didn't go there all by ourselves. There was one co-teacher who recommended, obviously after they know, would say you're supposed to start on the first of what did you go. And then I'm like, where you are now, like, so they would want to inquire what's the and the about, even though you don't want to say that this is what happened, this person. The thing with Korea is that, particularly in areas such as ours, if one thing happens in closer proximity and it's a communal space that people go to, people would be able to attest as to what happened. So it was not us that then told her what happened. It was then other people that actually did say that no, I think they experienced racial. There was the racial thing going on, Machiki, and so then she started causing chaos to the sports center. Now the sports center needs to send us complimentaries to apologize for their behavior. And then now it's us rejecting this, you know? Yeah. Anyway, this does not mean that the people in South Korea and racism is such a huge thing. I'm just saying that it is possible. It is possible. I've experienced it. But as we were walking back, my friend mentioned something so important that might have missed me while I was in South Africa, that I did not realize that in South Africa, this was also a privilege. Where, because while I was shocked that I was receiving this treatment, And I was finding out from her, why are you not so mad? And she says, I've experienced it in South Africa over and over again. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because these things don't exist in South Africa. And she's like to me, they don't exist for so then she also now highlights for me that they don't exist for some people, but they do exist for some people. Um, and then it takes us now to the skin dialogue where we lived in the same country, same spaces, shared spaces. Okay, cross parts, obviously, but we've never had the same experience of South Africa because her experience is that she has experienced racism. And at that point in time, I'm not sure if I'm still mad about the racism that I just received now, or I'm just sorry that in my home country, I had light skinned privilege, right? And I sat with this for so long, and I didn't realize the intensity of light skin and dark skin, light skin privilege and dark skin exclusion. And I'm thinking, I don't know, like I honestly don't know how this made me feel, the whole thing, how it made me feel. But one thing is that it sort of opened me up to compassion, you know. Um, it made me, I don't know if I can put it, but it made me imagine, imagine the realities of this exclusion, right? um and how actually this small reality of skin color, this skin color, that um filters so much reality. It filters so much in people's realities, right? um okay, let's not make this video about this, but let's move forward. So that's the first thing, right? That I wanted to get it over and done with, guys, that racism is a big thing. And sometimes it's not really as a result of the skin, but sometimes it's really as a result of cultural differences. And yeah, I realized, I think while I was sitting at home after the whole thing, I realized how, because so many Korean people are scared of engaging with um engaging with are scared of engaging with people who are international. They would rather not. They don't want to speak to international people because they're not sure. And then that also opens up another layer to what really constitutes as racism, because also I live within this community and I live with the people in this community. It's a small community, you know. Me and my friend have already been known. We are known as the teachers in this community. It's the two of us. I'm here, she's here in the school. Like it's one school, just elementary and middle school. And everybody knows everyone in this community from this way all the way to Hogokro. Everybody just knows it's this, and there's the two of us. And the way now we are part of the community is that even the people, that even the parents, sometimes when they see you on the roads and the children are not there, because the parents already know who you are without having actually engaged with you, they now engage with you, right? um it's quite a small community, you know. It's like, yeah. So after Hogogoro, even people in Hogogoro know you. Even people in Hogogoro know you. Because sometimes I take these buses that, if I see, like, for instance, that my 937 is taking quite some time to come, I know that there's this one that goes by Hogogoro, will leave me there by Daiso at Hogogoro. And I'll hear people screaming my name. Because some of my students, it's like just after the bridge, they live in Hogogoro. So between the Songyeon and that side, we are the foreign teachers and they know us, right? and we don't experience, or we've never experienced that kind of racism. And yes, we've experienced scares of wow, and we've been hit our hips. Like you Ajumas will always hit your hips. I don't know why. And we've experienced this where so many people were, so many Ajumas are always wanting to ensure that the hips are really hipsing, you know, or the hair is really hairing, which is why mm, most of the time in recent times, what I'm doing is that I always cover my hair because I don't want to deal with people touching my hair and my crown chakra and all of that, right? Um, and messing up with my energy. So I'm always like covering my hair. So it's that reality, right? There is that curiosity. But to some extent, this curiosity could lead to misunderstandings that could lead to racism, even without intending to be for it to be racism. I don't know. Maybe I'm apologizing for them, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, this is another important. Oh, this is another important thing, which is having joined the gym. I've been gymming, guys. I've been gymming. Can you believe that in the week? Can you believe that I've lost a little bit of weight? I lost a little bit of weight and I love this for myself. Um, like I said, the gym came as a result of not being successful with going to the pool because physical, I'm looking for hobbies, guys. I'm looking for hobbies. You see, in South Korea, one thing about South Korea, particularly if you're working for Epic, you'll have a lot of time. And once you have a lot of time in your hands and you don't know what to do, you'll find yourself doing the things that you should not be doing. So make hobbies, create hobbies. Join the gym, put some books, watch K dramas now and again. But yeah, I think the big portion of this whole thing is that we have joined the gym and I have started planting. I am doing a garden. I don't know what this looks like, but I know that we started with green peppers, we added tomatoes. Um, yeah, we added tomatoes and kale. So I don't know. I think I'm doing this also. It becomes a hobby. It's one of the things that I go to the balcony to look up to, and to also gain my vitamin D. Because I realize also that if I am not going to find a reason to go upstairs, then chances are I will sit in my apartment and not get enough sun and not get the beautiful views that my city has got to offer, or that my community or my area has got to offer, because I've got a very beautiful mountain scenery, but only you can see it if you go outside. And I don't go outside a lot also. If I go outside, I'm going to my friend's apartment. If I'm coming back from my friend's apartment, or she's coming to my apartment. So, you know, I am then creating this planting thing, which is a second to the I am habits and hobbies that I am building in South Korea. Because, like I said, find a reason to go outside and be in the sun. It's important. It's important for me as a Black person. It's important for my wellness. It's important for my spirituality. It's important for my overall health, and that's why I do it. Um, yeah, I think now we can get to the important part of this video, which is cost of living. But before we go to cost of living, I want the two of us to watch the videos that I'm about to upload. I'm going to upload my videos of a basic grocery shopping that I do. I'm going to upload pictures of the food that I eat on a daily basis so that you can see that So you can measure also for yourself, you know. Yeah. So stay tuned. Let's see. Okay, guys. So on a monthly, like, right, consistently for the past couple of 3 months, I'm not going to count the first month that I arrived in South Korea, but I am looking at 3 months, right, of how I am sort of spending when it comes to my groceries. And yeah, I think it's safe to say almost everything has, for the past 3 months, consistently not went above 150K RW, right? These are things that I buy if on the 25th, I buy like an entire monthly grocery, right? I buy everything and I store everything for the month. Um, so everything that I buy at one go amounts to the 150, right? The 150,000. So of this 150,000, every time I know my meat is exactly sitting at 50K, right? Sometimes 40, but sometimes 50, right? And I buy this at, uh, for me, what works is Chilsang Market, right? Chilsang Market, because I find it fresh. I find it the way that I like it. I choose between my fish, my pork, my chicken. I don't eat Korean beef because it looks weird as fuck for me, okay? My mhodu and all those other things that I do eat in South Korea, my prawns, my whatnot, all of that just fits within the 50,000, all right? And then I move to my home plus. Home plus, sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't know. I know, right? But sometimes I am between 45 to 50, all right? But you need to understand with this Home Plus, I also refer to it as Home Plus Daiso, right? Home Plus Daiso. Because if this 1 month I have shopped Home Plus, next month I'm shopping Daiso for the same, right? So this is what I then do is that this 50 Home Plus Daiso caters for, so if I go to like the commercial supermarkets, what I'm buying is things like your brown rice, things like your it's things like your brown rice, it's things like your any other thing that I'm not able to find in the market, brown rice, noodles, um, eggs. What else do I buy there? Milk. Um, what else do I buy there? Mm, what else do I buy there? What else do I buy there? Or tissues, whatnot, whatnot. So those things, they they lost me like for a long period of times, right? Like for instance, the first time I went to shop at Home Plus was the first month I arrived. I bought 2 kgs of rice. I came with 2.5 of maize meal. I bought pasta, which is spaghetti. I bought like pasta that you also cook, like the short pasta. I bought the short pasta. I bought teas, like different variety of teas. Also came with rooibos from South Africa. Um, what else? Man, you did see that whole cupboard thing majiggy of mine. So some of the things that are there are some of the things that I bought with my first batch of Home Plus dice, Home Plus, right? And then because I don't constantly need to refill on things that I buy at Home Plus, my most expenditure when it then comes to cost of living is the okay when it comes to my groceries is then the fruits, the vegetables, right? Because these are things I buy month in, month out. I don't compromise, okay? I don't compromise. I can sit and not have rice in the house because I don't even eat rice. If rice has been sitting there for 4 months, should tell you something. I don't eat a lot of rice. I eat a lot of vegetables. I eat a lot of meat, right? And so those, I also have a lot of nuts. So then is the other allocation of the other 50K would then go to my nuts, my my fruits, my vegetables, right? And they are quite reasonable at the market because I buy all of my nuts that I buy cashews, I buy almonds, I buy peanuts, right? All three of them. I also buy pumpkin seeds, right? All three of them. If I buy them, the thing with the market, what makes the market nice for me is that I know if I'm gonna buy it like at 1 kg, just that I know I'm gonna have to pay 5,000. But sometimes because I buy from the same man all the time, if I come and say I want four, he gives them to me for like 15K. So what initially would have cost me 20K to buy for buying one, he makes like a sort of 1 kg package thingy for me. All right. Um, for me and whoever it is I'm going to shopping with, which is oftentimes my friend. So I end up spending around 15,000 for just my nuts and my pumpkin seeds. And then comes now the expense of the the fruits, the vegetables. Fruits, if I bought berries I can find like that big thing, that big box thing. Yeah, styrofoam boxy thing that they put the strawberries in here in South Korea. I literally buy that for like 4,000, a big cabbage for 4,000, broccoli around 1,000, cucumbers like in a pack of three or four, you find them for 1,000. So at the market for me, it's quite reasonable, right? And like my 3 kg of spinach for 2.5. So then what I do, because you also know preservation is very important for me. So I buy seal packs to store my food so that it lasts me for the entire month, right? So I literally seal pack my food. I literally seal pack my food. I buy seals from Daiso, come back, get home, chop everything one, put it in the freezer, put it in the freezer, put it in the deep freeze. What needs to go into the deep freeze, go into the deep freeze. What needs to go into the fridge, goes into the fridge. That way, my food lasts me now for the whole month. The 150 is just enough, right? So when we do now come to the substitute of the 50K that's allocated to Daiso and Home Plus, like I said, this month, if I did Home Plus, next month I'm doing Daiso, right? Because I know the things that I bought at Home Plus this month would last me for 2.5 months, right? The things that I bought at Daiso would last me 2 and so month, right? Um, and most of the things that I didn't buy at Daiso, it's things like the toilet paper, the cleaning detergents, your toiletries, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I'm normally okay with that. And things for my plants, I buy them there at Daiso. Daiso has been a very good friend to my planting project, and for that, I'll forever appreciate and love Daiso for making my life so simple when it comes to the hobby of planting. Right. However, guys, there's then the 50,000 that is hanging, right? So I allocate 150, or I have, even if I don't allocate it, but it really amounts to that because it's a shopping pattern that I have noticed for the past, hmm, that I've noticed for the past 3 months that I don't plan it, but it's always sitting there. But with that, I'm also aware of the small other spending whatnot that's sitting on the outside, right? And this normally could chow a good 50K, right? And this includes things that I normally buy because I need them fresh. I need to buy fresh. So I would go and buy. Also, the supermarket by my house is extremely affordable. So in between all of that. So I think between my food and my everything, I sit around 150 to 170, which has potential to be two something, 2.2 plus to 2.8. Okay, right? And this is in South African rand. If I'm guessing the conversion, I don't know. I'm guessing we can convert it because I know 1,000 is what 100,000 100 Korean won is what is around 1.8. So 50,000 is around 700. So I'm thinking 2.2 to put 2.8, nothing beyond that. So I don't know. If you're gonna ask me if it's affordable or if it's expensive, I don't know. Like it's up to you to decide that fact. But one thing that I know is that where you live is very important to how much you are going to pay, right? Because I've got friends who are in the very same area that I'm in, but theirs, so we are under the same MOE, right? Meaning we are in the same province or city, but within this very same city, it's expensive for them than it is for me, right? How? Why? What's happening? In the same city, there's remote places, and remote places have got remote prices. Remote places also, which is why if you are in the same city, but you live in those remote areas, you are allocated a rural allowance, which is something that somebody like me who's right next to Chugok and right next to Chungu will not get. Is because this area cost of living within the very same city, this area cost of living is relatively low compared to somebody who is in this city but in a remote area. Am I making sense? So it's important. It's important to know it's very, very important to know that your area, the area you live in, is going to contribute and is going to chow a lot from your money, right? So for me, also now, still, while we are still under cost of living, let's go to something that's quite big. Gas. Gas almost gave me a heart attack, okay? The first month, gas almost got me thinking I'm booking a first flight home and I'm vamoosing. Because tell me, why am I paying 139,000 something for gas? This amount of money is exactly equals to my, oh, it's 10,000 short of what I spent for my groceries and all household items combined. So now tell me, why am I paying this much for gas? I made my biggest mistake of not understanding how gas works in my area, right? The 139,000, right? Which is also was sitting at 2,000 when I converted at the time. And I told myself, I said to myself, I will never ever pay this much on gas ever again in my life. I don't care what's happening in South Korea. But this money, guys, I want you to even hold me accountable. Even in winter, come back and ask me, what's your gas bill? What's your gas bill? And I will tell you, I would never, ever pay 2K for gas. But electricity is, we are cruising nicely here. Because with my electricity, for the past 4 months that I've been here, right? This is still part of cost of living. It has been sitting between 14K and 15K. Meaning, I've been paying around 200 Rand, plus minus two something, all right? For my electricity, for the month, I use electricity. But for gas, I was sitting at 139. And that's the first month. And I was like, shit, hell no, never, ever in my life am I going to pay this amount of money. But in the next few months, few months that then followed this 1,000, 139, right? My guess in the second month went to 7 9, went to 79,000, meaning it had cut down to 60,000. It had cut down 60,000, but still, guys, 79 was still a lot for me. 79 was still a lot for me. All right, 79 was still a lot, and so I wanted to then find ways. For the past 2 months, this is what I've been paying. I paid 53. I paid 53 last month for my gas. But also, again, guys, like I'm saying, where you live has got a very big influence. When you get a big apartment in these places, it's exciting, it's nice, but you need to understand the utility bill will also eat from your money, because the bigger the space, the bigger it takes to get warm, the bigger the piping system, the more complicated the piping system, right? The more gas it requires and the more expenses for you. But in my smaller tiny apartment, I've got a very cozy, nice apartment. It's not big, it's not small, it's enough for one person, right? Also plays a pivotal role in how much I spend in my day-to-day monthly cost of living, right? The day-to-day monthly cost of living, it plays a role, all right? And so, yeah, this is where I'm sitting. So in total, you would say I'm sitting with the 170. Let's go to maximum. I'm sitting with the 170 for my grocery. I'm sitting with around 50, but let's make a fair figure and say 60, okay, for my gas and 15 for my electricity. And two, okay, so it's 300 and something of monthly cost of living. In this 300 and something, you need to understand I've already have my groceries, I've already paid my utility bills. I've already sent half of everything that comes into my account in South Africa. All right. And I still have enough for the month for me to do anything that I might want to do. Oh, wait, there's something else that I did not include that I should have included, which is okay, but this is not, this you've got a choice, right? This is not a figure that I can say it's part of cost of living, but this figure is a figure that is very personal to each and every person, right? It's very personal to each and every person. And this figure is your cell phone and your Wi-Fi. Your cell phone and your Wi-Fi. I pay 66 with KT. The 66 is for my TV. I've got cable TV that's got YouTube connected. It's got South Korean TV. It's got Disney and whatnot. And then there's Wi-Fi, like unlimited Wi-Fi. So that's sitting at 66. And then that's with KT Home. And then KT Mobile is 57, which is what I'm paying for my phone, which is an April 15. So yeah. So KT takes around 100 and something from my account on a monthly. So if we do take that and edit, so you would say I'm sitting at around 450K of my cost of living, and these are figures that are not going anywhere. I know that they're there every month. Make no mistake, right? But I still have enough, right? So this also, I want you to understand, is factored by where I live. For somebody that lives in places where they are going to need to use a lot of commercial supermarkets, the figures might be different. And for them, they might be justified in saying, they might be very justified in saying, cost of living in South Korea is insane. But for me, who lives in this area, I would say it's okay. However, I do advise for you who's sitting at home, probably wanting to go through the very same process you are in your application process. You are choosing location. Choose your location wisely. Your location has potential to be your friend or your enemy. What is the economy of that particular location like? Do you understand? Do you know anyone that's in that location? Right? What kind of a person are you? What kind of lifestyle do you live? What kind of lifestyle do you live? Because also lifestyle is also a contributing factor. Do you have an active social life or not? I do have an active social life, but my active social life includes me hosting my friend in my house. Let's cook, let's eat, me going to her house, let's cook, let's eat. It includes me, okay, let's go and hike, let's go and explore this location, let's go to a museum, let's go to the beach, right? It does not include excessive amounts of this and that, but it's a combination of a whole lot of things that I consciously every month plan out thorough with consideration to how I want my finances to look like. And so if you're watching this video and you're still in that process in your life, please be very, don't even look beyond. Number one, I want to say to you, don't think and look beyond two, oh, 2 point, what. If you're still in your home country, you need to understand money doesn't function the same on a global scale. Money does not function the same. And I think I've gotten to understand that the past 4 months, that money doesn't function the same. I don't see money the same way that I would while my exposure of money was still limited to my home country. I'm now I'm now looking at money on a global scale, and it does not function the same, unfortunately. So be considerate of those small little things and details. So yeah, that was my first Shein order since I got to South Korea. That was my first Shein order. I ordered Shein, and I realized while I was ordering on Shein that I might just not be an online shopper than I envisioned I would be an online shopper. I just am not. I am not. I am not an online shopper. Okay. One of the things is that I realized how time consuming it is. It wants to consume the time that I don't have. Like I don't even have time to engage with things that I would like to engage with. And now I'm supposed to go and engage with sizes on Shein. Now I'm supposed to go and look for a tape measure from Daiso. Come back to my house, get naked, measure myself, measure down, measure up, measure like this, measure like right. And I'm like, "Ew, this thing is this thing is so time consuming. It's so time consuming. So it took me 2 months to pull together that cut, and I'm glad I'm over and done with. Um, but one thing that I've also learned while doing it is that I am not an online shopper, and that's okay. And it's totally different going to take a lot to look for maybe a book or this and that to literally looking for clothes online. I have also tried, I've also tried like physically going to the stores to look for clothes. Yeah, but guys, it's chaotic out there. You see, here, I have good control of my space. But once you get to places like you, Jungu, particularly Jungu, because that's where all the shops are. And Jungu is nice. Jungu is great. Um, Jungu is great. If you can look at the museum video, you will see. Me and my friends passed by Jungu. It was very packed, right? It's okay. It's got all the shops. It's got all the clothes, but I don't have the energy for it too. I just don't have the energy for it too. I don't have the time for it too. So then maybe you might wonder, what time do I have? I have time for what? Because I said in the beginning of this video, um, I don't get enough time to even do this as much as I would like to do it. Um, I think one thing is that realities are different, right? Realities are very much different. And you can't sit down all the time wanting to do things according to your plan. Sometimes you just need to allow the universe and space to do what it wants to do, right? To allow you to see what it wants you to see. And with that said, what I'm saying is, although I would like to sit here and always chit and chat, sometimes, oftentimes, because I'm in a new environment, I'm still acquiring outside lessons, right? I'm still learning, adjusting to the space, adjusting my spirituality to the space. How do I balance and not lose the person that I am in the process of being in another country, right? What works for me in this country? So I'm learning a lot about myself in this process, and therefore, some things will fall behind than others, right? The same way, going to a shopping cart, sitting online and looking for clothes. Sometimes knowledge comes that actually you don't need clothes, not now. Take your time with the clothes, right? Because figure your style out. I'm even discovering that hey, maybe my style is not like this, maybe it's like that. So I don't wanna like buy based on I should do it. So I take the time. And therefore, I'm that kind of person, allocating enough time to what I'm doing, allocating enough time to my reality, allocating enough time to being physically present to things, right? Without being consumed by, oh, I need to reconcile with the world in my device, right? Um, I'm much more committed to being connected equally also to the physical world outside of the world that's in my device. Um, yeah. With that said, guys, let me not be long. This video is already so long, but it's okay. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, leave me a heart, leave me a comment, leave me anything. Tell me what's up, what's happening, where are you in your process? What do you need help with? How's it going? What's up? What's what? Thank you for coming through. Don't forget to like the channel and to subscribe. Bye bye.